for feature recognition in Catia. What I would like to discuss right now is the recognition of shaft and groove. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a part which involves these two items in Catia, save it as a step file, and then pretend that it was sent to us as a step file and read it back into the program. Okay, so on a convenient plane, on that vertical plane, I build a sketch. Well, first I draw an axis because I want to do a shafting operation. There's an axis. And then I draw a profile. Let's say we use spline, something like this. All right. And exit and shaft. Let me see for a second. Yeah, I think what we have to do is go back to that sketch. Shaft, this axis should go further down. And hopefully that thing stopped right there. Exit. Can be shafted now. Yeah, I guess. Let me see. This is not on that axis. So let's make sure that let's make sure that this point is in fact on that axis. Coincidence. I'm not sure about the top one. The top one may be okay. Exit and shaft it. Very good. All right, that was a technical glitch that I ran into. The curve must have been coincident with the axis. All right, good. Now let's. So this is a shafted part. So let me go and make a groove here. So on a convenient plane, on that vertical plane, I will draw perhaps a rectangle like this, and exit, and make a groove. Groove. There's my sketch about that axis, and obviously this is what I've got. All right. So why don't we save this thing? File, save management, save as. Let me save it as a step file. So there is STP. And once again, I want to point out that you don't have to remove this .cat part because it adds the .stp after cat part, and it's going to be okay. All right, so we're going to close this. I don't want to save it because it's already, the step file is already there. So let's read this thing into the program. File, open my step file, and there we are. Okay, where is it now? Why is it not showing up? Let me see. Let me make this thing current. That's interesting. Oh, there. Huh. Okay, good. It was off the screen, so I had to fit it. Now, this is already current, so we're going to start with the recognition right here. Now, we want to identify the groove first. Okay. There's the groove. Now, I don't want to say change faces. I'll show you why, because when you do change faces, a lot of other faces are going to be selected too. So I don't want to change faces, and I want to select the faces that actually potentially come from a groove. There, 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 and the bottom. Okay? And we say, okay, there we are. So the groove is right there. If you want to see it, you can double click on it. There's the groove. If you want to change the shape, for example, just hypothetically, you go to sketch. All right, so let's make this thing because remember this rectangle is not constrained, so let me change it to perhaps, sure, something like that, and exit. And let's look at our groove, part body. There we are. So the groove was actually identified, and we have it here. Now, let me undo this so that it goes back to the original shape that it was. So there we are. If you look at it, it look like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me undo this so that I get back that original shape. Let me see now. The rectangle, that's not what I want. Let's go back. There, okay. Exit, and if I look at my part, it looked like this. All right, fine. Now let's see if we can identify the shaft though. Okay, so part body is current once again. So click on the feature recognition. There's a shaft. There's a shaft, and chain faces. That's fine, and perhaps the top also. All of these, everything is selected, and let's say apply. See what happens. All right. Notice that the shaft has also been identified. For example, if I go to that sketch, there we are, and this is a spline. Now, of course, the problem is that because it's a spline, the points are not transferred. So I just literally change this thing the way I want it, some way. So that has to go on this axis. Coincident. Okay. Now I don't know how that groove is going to get affected, but anyway, let's try this. There we are. Okay. Now the groove, I don't know how it's going to affect this, but let's try it, see what happens here. So a part body. Let's see. Where is the groove? The groove is inside. That's why, because we can change that. Cancel. Let me go to the sketch associated with that groove. It's right there. So if I pull this thing out, oops, yeah, something like this. Notice that the groove can be used, but that was not really the point. I just wanted to show you that we can get the groove and we can get the shaft. Now, I want to open up that same step file a different way. So let me close this. I don't want that. File, open. Remember the step file that we just worked with? I'm going to open it a different way, and there is a reason. Because let me make this thing active. All right, feature recognition, but I don't want to do it in terms of groove and shaft. I want to do it in terms of Boolean, and I'm going to uncheck the chain faces and select the pieces that potentially, by doing a remove operation, would have given you this groove. So I'm not identifying the groove. I'm identifying the Boolean, the part or the piece of the part that if I removed it from the shaft that you see here is going to give you the shape that you see. So notice that I did remove the chain faces, unchecked it. Okay, apply, and there we are. Now why did I do this? Because notice that now we don't have a groove, we have Boolean operation specified there. But I want to show you something, and I'm going to translate this piece that we just created. So click on translate, direction, let's say direction X, and I'm going to move it. Okay, where is that? that part that we created. So there we are. You see, with a Boolean, this piece removed from that piece would give you what we started with. All right. So that kind of displays or demonstrates the things that I wanted to show you here to give you some clues as how you go about exploring this yourself. Take care.